Okay, you have been married 10 years, and maybe your sex life is okay. But what would happen if your husband said, honey, let's try something a little bit different. I would like you to tie me up, and I want you to spank me, and I'd like you to whip me. And by the way, while you're doing that, I want you to be dressed in leather. Now, probably, I think you would think that your husband had just blown his cork or something like that.
Late.
Before you answer what your attitude would be, I want you to meet our guests today. This is Mistress Rose and Mistress Kellie. And I must say that when they came in, there was more of a stir than just about any guests we've had in a long time. These women are known as dominant women, and they say there is nothing like a little sexual discipline to heighten sexual arousal.
I wouldn't be surprised if there were some submissive men in the audience right now who would love nothing more than to sit right here by my feet and play with my boots and kiss my feet. But they wouldn't have the nerve to do it in public. You see, but if we were alone, I could get some of these guys to do just that.
Huh. You were in an Encino housewife.
Right.
A little bit about you, Mistress Kellie?
I love to dominate men. Yes, I was indoctrinated, just like everyone else in our society. And I had to play the feminine woman most of my life. And I was wondering why I was miserable and unhappy. I was unhappily married. Then I was a dancer for many years. And I played the ultra-feminine role. Then I was hired to do videos as an actress. And once I got that into my blood, I said, oh, wait a minute. This feels good. You know, I like this. So I found the other side of myself, the aggressive side. And with me, it is not sex because I'm celibate. I have not had sex for 10 years. With me, it is aggression, authority. I make the man crawl. I make the man do what I want. I make him listen to me. I humiliate the man. I put the man in his place where he belongs.
Why?
Because men are inferior to women. Women are the goddesses. The woman is the goddess. Woman is supreme. Man should obey the woman.
Hi, I'm married.
Answer to that, right?
But I can be aggressive. But I wouldn't want to cause anyone pain. How can you cause someone
They're
pain?
giving you pain, aren't they?
No.
When a man does sex, is it for your pleasure? Do you ever have an orgasm?
Mother,
no, it's always for him. He has the orgasm. When does the woman have an orgasm? Okay. It's always for him. When he's finished, sex is finished.
Do you like pain? Do you enjoy giving pain?
Do I like pain? I've had pain for 20 years
but
from
physical pain. Physical pain.
All kind, mental, physical, emotional. I've been beaten up by men. I've been raped. I've been hurt. I've been humiliated. That doesn't happen to me anymore because I've taken charge.
You practice celibacy, but do you have sex with your partners?
I've had one slave that I've had for the last 8 years, and yes, I have sex with him.
You have one slave and you have sex with him.
I like whips. They're lots of fun. These are all made specially for me. And you can go out and get things in a tack shop, but these happen to be made out of rubber, and they're quite lovely, and they're very soft, and they can be used in a variety of ways. They can be used very softly, and they also can be used harder as well.
Rubber hurts more than leather.
Yeah. And they build up. It's a sensation. It's almost like a massage. You build up very slowly. You start very slowly, sensually all over the body, and then you can build up into stronger and stronger. And the person, if they're really into it, can take a lot more. The more sexually aroused they become, the more they can take. Remember, the intent is not to maim somebody. The intent is not to bruise them to the point they're going to die, because these are your partners, your sex partners. So you take good care of them. It might look very bad, but remember, this is consenting. I never whip anybody who doesn't want to be whipped.
When we return, we're going to meet some of the male sexual slaves and the women who dominate them. Like?
He does my dishes, too. That's wonderful. And laundry.
Yes, they're good for house cleaning.
Men do house cleaning.
My slaves always have to clean my house for me, too.
Do you like to clean house?
I like to do everything I can to please my mistress.
He's well-trained.
Well-trained.
This is a well-trained slave. Excellent. I need a volunteer myself.
Well, I have a very good...
You would like to talk to the girl in the blonde hair? I feel very sorry for you.
You have two blondes.
I feel sad for you, because you're not as good-looking as I am.
No, I mean,
Why do you feel sorry for me?
Because you don't exploit me and you exploit yourself.
That's right, I do exploit
And I feel
myself.
very sorry for you that you think you need that
Can't
much
you exploit
attention.
yourself? Doesn't anybody want to buy?
Well, now wait.
You're
One of the
giving
things...
yourself away for
I've
free?
been married 20 years, extremely
Well, your
happy.
husband supports you then.
No, I support myself, ma'am. I own my own business. I'm very...
I own my own business. Do I tell you how to run your business?
No, I'm just telling you how I feel about you. I feel
Okay.
sorry for you.
We wanted to say something about the degradation of that to get it real clear. I know that I can speak, of course I can speak for Joseph, but I know that he's proud to be on my leash, and I'd like him to tell you that. Tell him, Joseph.
I do not feel...
That's a privilege.
I do not feel degraded.
Sure.
The relationship that my mistress and I have, that we share, is one of trust, mutual trust, respect, and love.
This is a symbol.
Yeah, right.
It's a symbol.
This is true devotion.
Let me get to La Mystique. Okay, what we did was we sent our producers to a dungeon in New York, and we're not going to say which dungeon, and we brought back some of these things, and I'd like you all to comment on them. This is, first of all, a wooden cross that you are seeing. What happens, any one of you, but please speak one at a time. I'm having a wild time here. What happens on
Strap
the...
his hands and his feet to that.
You tie his hands and his feet to that.
Strap him in, and then whatever that you're going to do, you do it. Like one guy that I know likes to have his testicles beaten.
Okay. All right. Then there's a
I like to
spanking.
tease them on that. I like to run my fingernails all over their body lightly and really tease them and scintillate them. That's what I do with my cross.
Now, this is a spanking bench. Is this basic paraphernalia for the dungeon? There you go, spanking bench. What happens here?
They lean over that, and their hands and feet would be restrained. These devices, by the way, are used to heighten the experience. If you are put over one, even before you're even touched, all of a sudden you become very sexually aroused. Just by the mere fact of being on that, being restrained, gives many people a sexual thrill. Just that alone, that bondage alone will do that for them.
I think one of the biggest things about being restrained, most people who are into S&M are in, as myself, high-pressure environments. Yeah, it's a situation where you're in a lot of control, constantly at work, etc. You have a lot of pressure on you. You go to see a mistress, and she takes total control for an hour, and it's like a mini vacation.
By the
Now,
way,
what do you...
it's the professional men, the high-power businessmen, the executives, the intelligent, educated class of men that are more into kink, fetishes, and S&M and so-called perversion than the working-class guy.
There's one other piece of paraphernalia we wanted to take a look at. Somebody explain to me now what this third thing is.
That's a suspension bar or a pulley where you string them up, right side up, upside down. You can tease them, you can tickle them, and you can whip them.
Understanding that there is a full range of one's sexuality, we've asked Dr. Robert Singer, who's a psychologist, to be in the audience with us. In watching this, what are your thoughts, just very basically?
Well, locked.
That's my kind of man.
I don't think he knows anything.
You're right. This is very difficult to explain, and I don't think there's any agreement on how one can explain what the variety is that you've presented here today.
Basically, why does somebody, let's talk about the pain thing. I know they asked me to play it down, but basically, what is it that causes somebody to enjoy pain? I would think pain hurts and you wouldn't enjoy it.
Well, I think there's a range of it. Pleasure is a form of pain. And
Is this unhealthy, what we're seeing?
well, what you're seeing is people who have a great deal of hurt and anger, who are punishing themselves and other people.
And what about the anger of the audience? Why is the audience always jumping on us?
Wait a minute.
One at a time.
We have to have you talk.
They have pretty little smiles on their faces, but as soon as they ask a question, it's filled with hate. What about the hate in these people? We come out, we're one at a time. We're honest, they're dishonest.
All right, may I say something?
All right, here's my stage training and get my
We cannot, hold on.
I want to answer your question, Doctor.
We can't hear you because every time you talk at once, the microphones cancel themselves out. You said, what about the hate in the audience? Would you give us a sentence?
I want...
You have a serious problem.
Would you like...
Would you like to help me with my problem?
Beautiful.
What does that do that you held
This
it?
is a gag. You put this in a man...
That doesn't impress me at all. Let me tell you.
I don't want to turn you on. I want to give you what you deserve.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Then can you come back to me, then I can go on the side.
Yes, it's kind of a bibliography. Here she is, Mistress Jacqueline, Goddess of Domination. And Mistress Kellie is featured, and yes, there are newspapers about this, and you are the important one in this particular issue. Thank you all for being with us. I hope we've learned something. Come back to you again.
Some members of our audience will receive, and a promotional fee has been provided by...
Affairs between teachers and their students on the next Oprah Winfrey Show. Today at 4, here on Channel 7.